Here are Grandpa's 42 hacks to make your car battery last forever. Scrub terminals with baking soda. Grandpa always kept a box of baking soda in his garage, swearing it could fix almost anything. And he was right about car batteries. Mix 2 tablespoons of baking soda with a cup of warm water to create a gentle cleaning solution. Dip an old toothbrush or small wire brush into the mixture and scrub the battery terminals until the corrosion disappears. Wipe dry with a clean rag to remove residue. This neutralizes acidic buildup that can weaken electrical contact. To prevent future corrosion, finish by rinsing with plain water and drying the area thoroughly. Grease posts with dielectric grease. Did you know that dielectric grease was originally developed for aerospace connections to resist moisture and corrosion? It works just as effectively on your car's battery posts. After cleaning and drying the terminals, apply a thin layer of dielectric grease around the posts before reattaching the cables. The grease forms a protective barrier against oxidation and moisture without interfering with conductivity. Be sure not to glob it on. A light coat is plenty. Reapply each time you service the battery to maintain solid, corrosion-free contact and longer-lasting performance. Check terminal clamps firmly. Loose terminal clamps can cause voltage drops and unreliable starting, so it's important to check them regularly. Tighten each clamp until it fits snugly around the post without twisting. If you can move the cable by hand, it needs more adjustment. Grandpa always said a battery that wiggles won't last a season, and that begins with secure terminals. Avoid over-tightening, which can damage the posts. After tightening, start the car and observe the lights or dashboard indicators for flicker. Secure clamps ensure full power transfer and steady electrical flow through the system. Strap battery down tight. A secure battery strap keeps the unit stable and prevents vibrations from damaging internal components. Open the hood and inspect the retaining bracket or strap that holds the battery in place. If it's loose, tighten the bolts or adjust the clamp until the battery doesn't move when pushed gently. Excessive vibration can loosen plates inside and shorten battery life significantly. Make sure the strap isn't overly tight, as too much pressure can crack the casing. Checking this during every oil change ensures lasting stability and reliable performance through all driving conditions. Wipe battery case clean. Dirt, grease, and moisture on the battery's surface can create a weak electrical path that slowly drains power. Use a damp cloth with mild soap to wipe the entire battery case, paying attention to corners and seams where grime collects. Rinse with clean water and dry completely before closing the hood. Keeping the surface clean helps prevent short circuits and corrosion around the terminals. For added protection, apply a light coat of protectant spray to repel dust and moisture. A clean battery not only performs better, but also makes inspections and maintenance much easier. Drive long enough to recharge. Short trips don't give your alternator enough time to fully recharge the battery. Aim to drive at least 20 to 30 minutes once the engine is running so it can restore the power used during startup. Back in the day, Grandpa always took the long route home, insisting a battery needed a good stretch. And he was right. Avoid constantly starting and stopping the car within short intervals. If you drive infrequently, take one longer trip weekly. Adding a trickle charger between drives also helps maintain consistent charge levels. Bundle errands. Avoid short starts. Frequent short starts drain the battery faster than you realize. Combine errands into one continuous route to keep the alternator working efficiently. When possible, plan trips during off-peak hours to minimize stop-and-go traffic that strains the electrical system. Avoid restarting the car repeatedly in short bursts, especially in cold weather when batteries work harder. Each restart demands a large surge of power before the engine can recharge. Keeping travel continuous allows steady voltage recovery. Once home, turn off the engine only after ensuring all lights and electronics are off. Shut accessories off early. Before turning off the engine, switch off all accessories like the air conditioner, radio, and headlights. This prevents sudden electrical load when restarting and protects the battery from unnecessary strain. Turn off heated seats, wipers, and phone chargers a minute or two before shutting down. Doing so gives the alternator time to stabilize voltage levels. Keep an eye on dashboard lights for signs of power draw after shutdown. If you park for long periods, unplug any devices left in accessory outlets to prevent hidden slow battery drain overnight. Reduce heavy idling loads. Idling for long stretches while running multiple accessories can quietly drain your battery. Avoid sitting in park with lights, defrosters, and stereo systems all operating at once. The alternator produces less output at idle speeds, meaning the battery must cover the difference. Turn off non-essential accessories if you expect to idle longer than a minute. For short stops, shift to neutral and rev slightly to improve alternator performance. Cleaning the alternator belt and checking for tension ensures it delivers full output even during lower engine speeds. Hit battery with voltmeter. Testing your battery with a voltmeter gives a quick picture of its health. With the engine off, connect the red probe to the positive terminal and the black probe to the negative one. A healthy battery should read around 12.6 volts. Anything below 12.4 indicates a partial discharge. If voltage drops below 12, it's time for a recharge or inspection. Check alternator output regularly. The alternator is the heart of your vehicle's charging system, and keeping it in check ensures your battery stays healthy. Use a digital multimeter to measure voltage while the engine runs. It should read between 13.7 and 14.7 volts. Anything lower may indicate worn brushes or a weak diode. Listen for squealing noises, which often point to belt slippage. If headlights dim or dashboard lights flicker, test immediately. Have your mechanic check charging capacity during routine service. Cleaning battery terminals regularly helps the alternator maintain steady current flow under all driving conditions. Replace loose alternator belt. A loose or slipping alternator belt prevents proper battery charging and can shorten both components' lifespans. Inspect the belt monthly for cracks, fraying, or shiny glazing on its surface. Press gently on the center of the belt span. It should flex no more than half an inch. Tighten or replace it if it's worn or squeals on startup. When installing a new one, ensure proper alignment on pulleys to prevent uneven wear. Keep a small bottle of belt conditioner in your trunk. It can reduce noise and extend belt life temporarily. Fix parasitic drains early. Electrical drains that continue when the car is off can slowly deplete a healthy battery overnight. Common culprits include glove box lights, trunk lights, or aftermarket accessories. To detect a drain, use a multimeter set to current mode and disconnect the negative cable. A draw above 50 milliamps means something's still using power. Pull fuses one by one to find the source. Once identified, repair or replace the faulty component promptly. Installing a battery disconnect switch helps stop parasitic draw when parking for extended periods of time. Avoid deep battery discharge. Did you know that discharging a car battery below 50% of its capacity can permanently reduce its lifespan? Each deep cycle strips active material from the lead plates, weakening performance over time. Avoid leaving lights or accessories on when the engine isn't running. If the car struggles to start, recharge the battery immediately instead of forcing another attempt. Using a voltmeter regularly keeps you aware of charge levels. When storing a vehicle, disconnect the negative cable to preserve battery health and prevent accidental deep discharges altogether. Use a battery maintainer. If your vehicle sits unused for long periods, a battery maintainer keeps it fully charged without overloading it. Plug the maintainer into a standard outlet and connect the clamps to the battery terminals, positive to positive, negative to a grounded metal point. It automatically adjusts current as the battery reaches full charge. Maintain a dry, ventilated area to prevent overheating during use. Choose a smart maintainer with float mode for maximum safety. Checking the cables for corrosion monthly ensures steady current flow and reliable charging whenever it's connected. Disconnect for long storage. When storing a vehicle for weeks or months, disconnecting the battery prevents slow power loss from clocks, alarms, or sensors. Always remove the negative cable first to avoid short circuits, then the positive if needed. Store the cable ends away from metal surfaces to prevent accidental contact. If possible, keep the battery in a cool, dry place rather than inside the car. Clean the terminals before storage and cover them with a light layer of petroleum jelly. Reconnect periodically and test voltage to ensure it maintains a healthy charge. Keep battery warm in winter. Cold weather slows chemical reactions inside car batteries, reducing starting power. Park your car in a garage whenever possible to maintain warmth. If you must park outside, position the front toward a wall or use a thermal cover over the hood. Avoid leaving the car unused for too long in freezing conditions. Start and let the engine run for 15 minutes every few days to keep internal fluids circulating. Applying a battery heater pad during extreme cold ensures it delivers full cranking power when temperatures plunge. Add insulation blanket in cold. Battery insulation blankets trap engine heat and prevent cold air from sapping voltage. Wrap the blanket snugly around the battery case, leaving terminals exposed for easy access. Plug in an electric heating element only when necessary, following the manufacturer's instructions. Check periodically to ensure the blanket fits securely and doesn't trap moisture. Clean the battery case before installation so heat distributes evenly. If your vehicle sits overnight outdoors, pair the blanket with a timed block heater to keep both the engine and battery ready for cold starts. Park in shade. Reduce heat. Excessive heat shortens a battery's life faster than most drivers realize. Whenever possible, park your car in shaded areas or garages to reduce thermal stress on internal components. High temperatures evaporate battery fluid and weaken the plates. Keep fluid levels topped up with distilled water if your battery allows it. Ventilate under the hood after long drives by popping it open for a few minutes. Wiping dust off the case improves cooling efficiency. Using a reflective windshield shade also lowers overall cabin and engine bay temperatures. Replace cracked battery cables. Cracked or corroded battery cables interrupt current flow and strain the entire charging system. Inspect both positive and negative cables monthly for damage, swelling, or frayed strands. Replace them immediately if cracks or green corrosion appear near the terminals. Use the same gauge size as the original cables for proper conductivity. After installation, tighten connections securely but avoid over-tightening. Apply dielectric grease to prevent future oxidation. Keeping cables bundled neatly with clips or sleeves minimizes vibration damage and extends both cable and terminal lifespan. Clean engine ground connection. A clean ground connection ensures efficient electrical flow between your battery and engine. Locate the ground strap or cable, usually bolted to the chassis or engine block, and remove it carefully. Use a wire brush or fine sandpaper to clean both the cable end and mounting surface until they shine. Reattach tightly to guarantee solid contact. Corrosion or dirt here can cause weak starts and dim lights. Applying a small amount of dielectric grease on the cleaned surface helps resist moisture buildup and ensures a steady current path over time. Prevent overcharging with regulator. An overcharging alternator can cook a battery from the inside out. The voltage regulator keeps the charge within a safe range, generally 13.7 to 14.7 volts. If lights flicker brighter or you smell sulfur near the battery, the regulator may be failing. Test output using a voltmeter while revving the engine slightly. Replace a faulty regulator immediately to prevent plate damage and electrolyte loss. Keep the alternator's cooling vents clean to avoid overheating. Periodically checking voltage during oil changes ensures your system maintains proper charging balance at all times. Use a smart charger. A smart charger automatically adjusts its output as your battery reaches full charge, preventing both overcharging and undercharging. Connect the positive clamp to the positive terminal and the negative to a clean, grounded metal part of the car. Plug it in and let the charger monitor progress on its own. Many models switch to maintenance or float mode once charging completes. Use it monthly if your car isn't driven often. Keeping terminals clean before connecting helps ensure accurate readings and faster charging efficiency without voltage loss. Add distilled water only. Did you know that tap water contains minerals that can corrode your battery's internal plates? Always top off cells with pure distilled water to prevent buildup that reduces capacity. Pry open the vent caps carefully and fill each cell just above the lead plates, avoiding overfilling. Use a plastic funnel or syringe for precision. Check levels monthly, especially during summer when water evaporates faster. Wipe away spills immediately to prevent corrosion. Keeping the battery clean and dry afterward helps preserve conductivity and long-term performance. Maintain proper electrolyte level. The electrolyte mixture of sulfuric acid and water drives your battery's chemical reaction. Check levels monthly and refill if they drop below the top of the lead plates. Use only distilled water, never acid or tap water. Clean vent caps before removing them to prevent contamination. After refilling, charge the battery slowly to mix the solution evenly. Avoid filling cells to the brim since expansion occurs during charging. Regular monitoring not only improves starting performance, but also prevents sulfation, which shortens battery lifespan over time. Never overfill battery cells. Overfilling battery cells can cause electrolyte to overflow, leading to corrosion and reduced lifespan. When adding distilled water, ensure the fluid just covers the lead plates without reaching the filler tube's bottom edge. Use a small funnel or plastic syringe for better control. Wipe away any drips immediately to prevent acid residue from damaging nearby components. Always refill after charging since the fluid expands during use. Inspect vent caps for tight seals afterward. Keeping levels balanced prevents internal pressure buildup and keeps your battery running smoothly through all conditions. Store batteries fully charged. Before putting a battery into storage, charge it completely to prevent sulfation, a buildup that can permanently reduce capacity. Disconnect the terminals and clean them thoroughly with a wire brush to remove corrosion. Store the battery upright in a cool, dry space, away from direct sunlight or heat sources. Check the charge every month using a voltmeter and recharge if voltage drops below 12.4 volts. For longer storage, connect a maintenance charger to preserve its condition. Label the battery with the date stored to track performance over time. Keep stored batteries cool. High temperatures accelerate chemical reactions inside batteries, causing faster self-discharge and plate degradation. Always store batteries in a shaded, temperature-controlled area, ideally between 50 degrees Fahrenheit and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid placing them on concrete floors where condensation may form underneath. Instead, use a wooden or plastic platform to elevate them slightly. Keep them away from appliances that generate heat. Cover terminals with rubber caps or electrical tape for safety. If you live in a hot climate, check voltage monthly since warmer conditions can shorten charge retention significantly. Avoid weight on battery. Batteries may look sturdy, but placing heavy objects on top can crack the casing or loosen internal components. Always keep the surface clear of tools, containers, or spare parts. Back in the day, Grandpa would scold anyone for resting a wrench on a battery, knowing how easily damage could happen. The lid should remain unobstructed to allow gas venting during charging. If storage space is tight, install a nearby shelf instead. Regularly wiping the top clean prevents grime buildup that could cause unwanted current leaks or shorts. Check hold down after bumps. Vibration from rough roads can loosen battery hold-down brackets over time, leading to internal damage or cable strain. Inspect the mounting hardware monthly, especially after long trips or off-road driving. Tighten the bracket so the battery stays secure but not compressed. Make sure rubber pads or washers are in place to absorb shock. Check for any movement by gently rocking the battery by hand. It should remain firm. Keeping the hold down snug prevents premature wear on terminals and ensures consistent electrical contact under every driving condition. Test battery before trips. Before hitting the open road, check your battery the old-fashioned way instead of relying on fancy tools. Turn on your headlights with the engine off. If they shine dim or fade quickly, your battery is weak. Start the car and see if the lights brighten. That means the alternator is working properly. Back in the day, Grandpa always swore by the trip checklist before traveling: tires, radiator, ignition, petrol. Make sure all four check out, and you'll prevent most roadside headaches. Cleaning terminals and tightening connections before leaving keeps power steady throughout your drive. Limit aftermarket electrical loads. Extra gadgets like subwoofers, dash cameras, and underglow lights can overwork your electrical system if not properly wired. Always check your alternator's output capacity before installing new accessories. Use a fused power distribution block to avoid drawing excessive current through one circuit. Turn off high-demand devices when idling or before shutting off the engine. If you often add accessories, consider upgrading to a high-output alternator. Periodically inspecting fuse ratings and wire thickness helps prevent overheating and ensures balanced power flow to all connected components. Swap bulbs to LEDs. Replacing halogen bulbs with LEDs reduces power draw and extends battery life. LEDs use up to 80% less energy and produce less heat, making them ideal for headlights, brake lights, and interior illumination. Check your vehicle's bulb type before buying replacements to ensure compatibility with existing housings. Install one section at a time and test brightness before final assembly. Keep the lens covers clean to maximize light output. Adding anti-flicker adapters for LED headlights prevents voltage irregularities that could stress your car's electrical system over time. Maintain healthy starter motor. A weak starter motor can drain your battery by forcing longer cranking times. Listen for slow or clicking starts, which often indicate internal wear or corrosion. Inspect the wiring harness and solenoid for signs of rust or frayed insulation. Lubricate moving parts lightly with an appropriate electrical safe grease. Ensure mounting bolts are tight to prevent vibration damage. If the starter draws excessive current, have it tested by a mechanic. Cleaning ground connections and keeping terminals free of buildup helps your starter operate efficiently under normal battery load. Keep engine tuned well. A well-tuned engine requires less electrical power to start and run smoothly. Replace worn spark plugs, filters, and ignition components at recommended intervals. Poor combustion forces the battery and starter to work harder during ignition. Regular oil changes improve conductivity and reduce resistance inside the motor. Monitor the check engine light and address minor issues before they escalate. Keeping fuel injectors clean ensures efficient firing. When performing tune-ups, also inspect belts and pulleys that drive the alternator to maintain proper battery charging performance at all speeds. Recharge after jump starting. After jump starting your car, the alternator must recharge the drained battery to full capacity. So let the engine run for at least 25 to 30 minutes, either idling or while driving at moderate speeds. Avoid short stops or powering heavy accessories like the air conditioner right away. Once home, use a smart charger overnight to restore a balanced charge. Check that terminals are tight and corrosion-free. Testing the voltage the next day ensures the alternator replenishes the charge properly and confirms your battery hasn't developed a weak cell from deep discharge. Track battery age closely. Most car batteries last about 3 to 5 years depending on climate and driving habits. Mark the installation date directly on the top with a permanent marker to keep track easily. Trivia time. Hotter climates shorten lifespan nearly twice as fast as cooler ones, and vibration can speed up wear by loosening internal plates. Inspect date codes printed on the label. Letters represent months, numbers the year of manufacture. When your battery nears its 4th year, schedule regular voltage tests. Early replacement prevents sudden failure during extreme weather conditions. Choose proper cold cranking amps. Cold cranking amps determine how much power your battery delivers during cold starts. Check your owner's manual for the minimum CCA rating suited to your vehicle and climate. Using a battery rated too low can cause hard starts in winter, while overly high ratings can cost more without added benefit. Match the battery group size to your car's tray for a secure fit. If you live in sub-zero regions, select a model with reinforced plates and higher CCA. Testing performance at the first frost confirms reliable cold weather starting power. Use correct battery type. Different vehicles require specific battery types, lead acid, AGM, or EFB based on electrical demand. Always match the replacement to your vehicle's system. AGM and EFB batteries are best for cars with start-stop technology due to faster recharge rates. Verify polarity alignment and case size before installation to prevent damage or short circuits. Avoid mixing types across multiple batteries in dual setups. Consult your manual or a professional if unsure. Keeping the right type ensures consistent voltage regulation, longer lifespan, and smoother compatibility with onboard electronics. Inspect after extreme heat. High temperatures can cause electrolyte evaporation, swollen cases, and warped plates. After heat waves or long summer drives, pop the hood and inspect your battery surface. Look for bulging sides, melted labels, or acid residue. Check fluid levels if your battery has removable caps. Clean any corrosion using a baking soda and water solution, then dry thoroughly. Make sure cables remain tight without fraying. Parking in shaded spots helps prevent overheating. Using a reflective engine cover during peak summer days adds extra protection against thermal wear. Coca-Cola for sulfates from plates. Did you know that Coca-Cola can help dissolve corrosion and sulfate buildup on battery terminals due to its mild phosphoric acid content? Disconnect the cables and pour a small amount over the affected area. Let it fizz for a minute, then scrub gently with a wire brush. Rinse with water and dry thoroughly afterward. This trick helps restore clean metal contact for better conductivity. Reapply terminal grease to prevent new buildup. Using this method occasionally keeps your battery's connections cleaner and prolongs overall efficiency between full maintenance sessions. Replace battery showing weakness. A battery that struggles to start your car or dims the lights under load signals it's nearing failure. Monitor these symptoms and test voltage or load capacity if possible. If it's more than 3 years old and repeatedly low, replacement is wiser than repeated recharging. Choose a new battery with matching specifications and ensure secure mounting. Clean the tray before installation to prevent corrosion transfer. Once installed, drive at least 20 minutes to stabilize the charge. Recycling the old battery responsibly also keeps toxic materials out of the environment.